with Joe Lanou live on X.
Friday night or police shoot.
Turn the space off. They can hear you from StreamYard.
Oh, my bad. Welcome to Night Court, folks. Friday night, our police use of force video review. I'm getting so much feedback. So, we've got our panel. Jason, our current police officer. We've got John Cox, North Carolina former law enforcement officer. We've got Joe filling the seat as our attorney, and Kingdom Radio, our AKA producer, is also going to fill the shoes as a civilian. If anybody in the space is interested in being on the civilian portion of this panel, shoot Bruce a DM and he'll get you an invite into the space. We'll welcome you into the studio. Would love to have you. But folks, we're going to go over some videos tonight, just like we do every Friday night, and kind of get an assessment on how different people see them, whether it's a good shoot, bad shoot, good use of force. Not all of them are shoots. And we pretty much judge the actions and the behavior of police officers. But we'll give our opinion on the people that they encounter as well. So if you guys are ready to get started, how about the panel? We all ready to go?
Ready to roll.
Let's do it.
And I remiss by not introducing my co-host who's actually in the space with you guys, and that is Bruce Wayne, the Prince of Darkness. He's going to be running the show inside the space.
Bruce Wayne.
And I'll actually give it just a minute or two. Is there anybody in there, if you can give me a thumbs up, that you're interested in coming in and being on the panel?
I'm not seeing any thumbs up.
Bruce, if you'll do me a favor, you'll take the live feed and drop it into the Jumbotron there for your guest inside the room.
Already did it.
Guys, there's about a 15-second delay in what you're going to hear from us. When we play videos, we're going to kill our audio in the space, so all your audio comes from those videos. You're going to be about 15 seconds behind us. If we don't kill the audio in the space, it's going to be pretty annoying. You're going to hear everything twice in about a 15-second duration, and it won't mix with the video very well. But Bruce is going to throw the first video in the the feed in the Jumbotron for you. And our first one we're going to go over tonight is a vehicle pursuit that ends with the use of a dog, fur missile, as some people call it. But that's pretty interesting video. Bruce, let me know when you've got it. Bruce has got it there, ready to go. We're kicking the first video off now, guys.
Yep.
After one. 2967, I'm 10-4 on the pre-planned deployment.
I have a assist request from FD for a
Full fan vehicle occupied by two female passengers, seeing multiple units in the pursuit.
for a female with a headache, fainting,
Yes,
and
I
no
can hear this.
Hey, Joe, I need to jump in here. It's saying the
number two.
not available.
Okay. On my end, it's showing to be live. Folks, give us just a second here. Let me check the phone.
And it looks like Laura may be volunteering to join you guys.
Laura loves us.
All right, I'm going to put it in the Jumbotron myself. It's showing to be live here.
Is anyone else in the space getting the not available, or is that just me?
It was working on my end.
Yeah. How about now? I just put a new link in the Jumbotron.
Well, no, could just be me saying this broadcast is not available. I don't know if I could be the only one. If I'm the only one, then we should just keep on going.
I'm watching the YouTube live feed.
James, do you see the? Can you tell me if the link on the Jumbotron's working for you?
I could check.
Thank you.
Oh, there's Lyra.
I'm showing it live on the tablet.
All right, let's just go then. Good, just listening.
Okay, we're going to the video.
I got all four tires.
A from Officer Roll Dash.
Able order, we're heading. We can call it now. Still north on Morena, just turning over here by the Bird Rock. Morena and Savannah.
North on Marina, Savannah.
A couple of those units in the back. This is a dead end here, guys, so just be ready for the foot bail. Driver doors opening.
Hey, stop! You didn't get bit! Fuck! Hands up! Hey, put your hands up! Hands up! Gun away. Good if we walk up. Got Connor in his back. Just leash him up. Grab him by the collar. Flip him over on his stomach. Okay. Yep, yeah, you're good. Go up there. We're gonna go down. Okay. Go down there. Cuff him up. Hey, just do a quick pat down. The dog, please. Mostly. The dog. Oh, okay. Thanks your hand behind your back. Okay. Got it. Please get him out of here.
Hey,
stop! You didn't get bit! Fuck! Hands up! Put your hands up! Hands up! Connor, gun away. Hold on. You good if we walk up? Got Connor in his back. Just leash him up, Connor. Leash him up. Grab him by the collar. Flip him over on his stomach. Okay. Yep, yeah, you're good. Connor, go up there. We're gonna go down. Okay. Go down there. Cuff him up. Hey, just do a quick pat down. The dog, please. Mostly. The dog. Oh, okay. Raise your hand behind your back. Okay. Got it. Please get him out of here. Walk this way. Okay. Do you have any weapons on you? And apprehension. No need for me.
Go to the back of your shirt is Soto. Not our Sig Soto relative, is it?
Alright guys, let's just take him.
Master design.
I'm gonna cut his shirt off.
Oh, I don't cut it, just take it off.
All right, the rest of that's going to be replays of the same thing. You get to see it. In a vehicle pursuit, it ends, and the dog after him, and the dog detains him until they get handcuffs on him. So, what do we think, panel?
I think he looked like an idiot screaming, being bit by a Rottweiler.
We lose Laura?
One, like,
She was echoing. She was in both the space and here, and it was echoing when you were first talking. She dropped out for that reason, I think.
Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
I've been bit by one of my Rottweilers. She thought for some reason I was going after my youngest. I have a fly swatter. I don't know if you something, and then a fly swatter, they like to reach out and whack him on the rear end. Why am I getting feedback now?
Laura, if you can either be in one or the other, or you're in both, and it's getting the echo.
If you'll kill your feed in the space, Laura, it'll kill that echo.
Miss Laura. Or that. Either one. Go ahead.
Sorry, but and I've been bit by a shepherd and a Mallee before, not like as hard as obviously that, but that guy acted like someone was just gutting him without anesthesia. And I'm like, he was biting him on the damn shoulder. That's what you get for running from a dog. I got to agree with the cops on this. And that was just, you took off running, you ran like 15 feet. They told you were going to get bit and you kept going. You got bit.
Okay, so you agree that this was a proper use of force.
Yes.
Law enforcement used the appropriate level of force to affect the arrest and keep everybody safe.
Because they even warned him, like, hey, he could have stopped, put his hands up and be like, okay, don't send the dog, but he didn't. He just kept running. So, I mean, they gave him fair notice to stop. He had that chance. He decided not to. And the dog got to play with his toy for a few minutes.
Yeah. And every person, when law enforcement tells them to stop, they need to be informed that there could be repercussions for that, because they have no idea that that's going to happen.
Okay, but what most people don't, there's not always a canine, but they said stop or you're going to get bit. And obviously this dude was either afraid of dogs or had some like serious mental breakdown with a dog. But he was screaming like a little girl. I was embarrassed for him. But yeah, okay. They did give him notice though. Good cops using force, saying, hey, either stop or we're going to use force. And he was like, well, I don't care. Okay, well, the type of force they use obviously was not something he was prepared for. So I actually agree with them on that one.
Well, very good. There's your attorney opinion, not legal advice by no means, but just the opinion of one who is experienced in law. I want to go to our civilian Kingdom. Kingdom, what do you think about this one?
Oh, well, John's a better judge of these dogs in these cases. But if I could just give my opinion, the dog is a weapon. It's like a police officer, and the dog is biting into your arm. I'm sure that hurts like a son of a bitch, right? But as the command says, attack, but in German, as you attack, there also is another command that says, okay, stop. We got him from here. Thank you. And it didn't seem like they were like, the dog's still fucking biting his arm and his shoulder and ripping into him. But I didn't hear like any commands like, okay, we got it from here. Thank you. Stop. There's like, well, put a leash on him or fuck. I mean, does anyone know how to speak German? No. Okay. Well, fuck it. Just let him keep biting him. I mean, that's what I seen.
Well, the subject was not yet subdued at this point.
Well, there was 5 police officers close enough to pee on him. And then the dog's still on him, and they couldn't get the dog off. It looked like they couldn't get the dog off of him. But I don't know. Maybe that's a normal thing, and he shouldn't have ran and everything like that. But the dog should respond to commands of attack and stop, whatever those commands are. And it didn't seem like the stop part. That wasn't protocol to do that or whatever, but it seemed a little excessive. But maybe like Joe said, maybe it's just being a little bitch and it's just a little dog bite, get over it. But I don't know. It just seemed like you should have said stop a couple seconds before you did.
Well, if you look at it though, if the dog was really going after him that bad, there'd have been some blood. And when they moved the guy's shirt down and the one cop pulled his sleeve up, there was no blood at all. And if that dog would have been ripping into him the way he was screaming, you'd have seen some blood and some there would have been some pain, other than just screaming like a little girl. But there wasn't anything. I mean, it'll bruise like a son of a bitch, but it wasn't as bad as I think he was making it out to be.
Well, he didn't get a bullet and he didn't die that day. So he lived to fight another day. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. When I seen it, I just thought that I didn't hear like, okay, we got him, dog, stop. It didn't look like that was part of the protocol. They just kept saying, here, let me put you in handcuffs. Let me do this and this when there's 5 officers around him while the dog is still on his fucking arm. And that was a little weird, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
So you would grade this slightly excessive?
No, I just don't know. Just as a civilian.
Well, that's what I want is your civilian view. That's why you said
I was thinking that the dog did a good job, but I didn't hear any commands for the dog to stop, but it kept going like, stop. Oh my God, he's not stopping. There wasn't nothing like that going on. I just thought there should be a command of, okay, Fido or whatever, we got it from here. I thought maybe a command like that would take place, but if it's the officer that's in harm's way or the dog, it makes more sense. Let's let the dog do the attacking, and then when the guy gives up and he quits, I just simply put the handcuffs and it's good. But I don't know.
Okay.
I think the command could have been a little earlier.
What is the command for stop beating a dead horse? Is it in German or is that in English?
Actually,
No, I guess we don't know what that command is. Let me get some other panelists. Let's go to
I was going to tell you the different words in German so you could see they are very similar.
He was cutting at me for saying the same thing 3 times.
There's Fuß, which is that usually means like slow down, stop, heel, come back. And then there's Was, which is attack, pretty much go after him. But then to get them to stop or let go is Aus, A-U-S. So they sound very similar. So depending on how he was saying it, the dog might have just been like, "Oh, Faust, okay, I got him." So they should probably pick different words.
So why was the officer using plots?
That means sit or down, or like I'm pretty sure it means down or stand down. So did he say that? I must have missed it.
Yeah, he was giving the command of plots, and I sure hope that's not in their training record, because that dog needs
Plots means place. That's what we give our dog for place.
Dogs respond to different commands. Whatever that command is in their training records, and if it goes to court, they'll review that. So, but I thought he was saying plots. He could have been saying faults, but I think he was saying plots. But let's go to John, because that horse is dead. Tell us about it, John.
Yeah, so I know our policy was if you did a canine apprehension that you did not call the dog off until the suspect was in cuffs. Of course, I don't know what their policy is. Shit, lost my train of thought. So we had we actually had 2 dogs that you could call them off all day long. They were not released, and you had to choke the dog out. No lie, you had to choke that dog out to get him to release. It almost looked like that was one of those types of dogs because he was pulling up on the collar pretty hard. I did not hear any commands, but like I said, our policy was you didn't call the dog off until they were in cuffs, and that's what I saw there. But yeah, it was good.
Okay. I'm going to go to you last, Jason. Big Ron, you're kind of military, but I'm going to call you the civilian side of this. But give us your opinion.
Did anybody else think that the guy sounded like Judge Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit screaming at the end of the movie?
Maybe.
That's all I could see in my head is Christopher Lloyd screaming in the big puddle of dip at the end of the movie. I've seen the same thing. The dog doesn't release until he's in cuffs and subdued. So everything seemed good to me. I really couldn't hear what they were saying in German. I mean, I'm hard of hearing as it is, but I'm good with it. Anytime that the fur missile gets a good bite, it's okay with me. Shouldn't have run from the cops. Lesson learned.
I am a fur missile fan. Jason, give us the real assessment. If you were the supervisor reviewing that video, what would your take be on it?
I'm going to disagree a little bit with you guys. I actually agree with Kingdom. Once it's a use of force continuum here, and a canine is part of that. Once the dog gets him on the ground, you get 6 cop around him, get the dog off. He's crying like a little bitch. It's time to cuff him.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you the Joe Lanou take on that. Yes, that I didn't hear a command for the dog to get off, and I didn't see the handler doing what I expected the handler to do, which is to pull the dog off. It's just as important that a dog can attack on command as the dog stops attack on command. These are both things that are trained and evaluated as far as the proficiency of a dog. You could get an agency in some issues if they had to go to court and defend that use of force. We've got Laura back. Let's see. How's the audio, Laura? Oh, I removed you. Nope,
Yeah, we're playing touchy Philly.
Going back. Can you hear us now, Laura?
Yes, if you can hear me.
It sounds good. Sounds like we got that audio fixed. I don't know if you had a chance to see that video with all the goings and back and forth, but if you want to make a comment on that first video, you can. If not, we'll move to the next.
Other than I had a hard time holding the laughter because when he was screaming, because you know what? No restraints, the dog stays on. That's my opinion. Until he was restrained, fully, the dog stayed on, stays there, as far as I'm concerned. So.
No, and I won't split hairs on that. We had the same policy. Dog remained on until the suspect was restrained or subdued. But I would also go with I can go with Kingdom's point there that there was enough officers there that the fight was over with him. I would have liked to have heard a stop command or pull off command, and the dog let go.
There's
But
a
he did-
hand in the
No,
space.
plots means down. Like when they say plots, it means like down, lay down, stop, pull off. So I don't know if the dog was like hyped up and not trained well, or he's trained to not release until the
Well,
cuffs
since
are
we're
on.
talking about that,
We're
let's
overhead.
just
We can
go
call
with
it now.
what's live here.
Still.
And Burton has his hands
Joe,
up in the
we've got
space.
a hand up here in space with
Let's,
Burton.
let's get right to the space. Go ahead, guys. I'm gonna bring up the command where the officers talking commands here. Go ahead, Burton.
Actually, I wanted to listen to the command.
Okay, here we go. Give me just a second. I'll get it there. Okay, here we go.
Hey, stop! You're gonna get bit! Boss!
What did y'all hear?
Plots over and over
No,
again. Trying to
there he's saying Voss. Voss means
Actually,
attack.
I agree with Lawyer Joe. Now that I hear it again, he's saying Foss. He's telling him to go get that dude. Attack.
That means
Six
attack.
times. 6 times.
So
Stop or you're going to get bit. And then he started saying it.
well, he was just saying bite in German. Okay, let's go a little further to the end of this and see if we hear any commands of plots or get off.
It's hard to hear over the little girl screaming.
You get off that, man. See, when dog bite hurts. If you ever been, I've been bit by a dog. I haven't been bit as bad as this guy's been bit. But
I've been bitten by a Rottweiler in my bicep. I know how bad it hurts, but he's screaming like a bitch.
it hurts.
Hold on. You good if we walk up? Got Connor in here.
Just grab
Just leash him up, Connor. Leash him up. Grab him by the collar. Grab him by the collar. Flip him over on his stomach.
Okay.
I'm good. Connor, go up there. We're gonna pull him down a little bit, okay? Pull him down there. Let's cuff him up. Hey, just do a quick pat down. That dog! Good. Mostly. Please, the dog! Oh, okay. Raise the hand behind your back.
I heard
They
no
ha-
verbal command to remove the dog.
That dog held until he was handcuffed, and then the handler pulled him off.
It sounded
was
like the
that was a
handler was
clean.
getting instructions from another cop saying, "Hey, you got to put a collar on them now. Okay, now you have to do this, and look, just kind of roll them to the back. Okay, hold on, do this with the dog." And I didn't. He was like giving instructions to the person that was supposed to be handling the dog. Sounded like to me.
No, he told him to grab the collar, and the one guy could have been training for it, but he told him to grab the collar, which they do. Like I've watched more, and I have more friends who do police dog training. He told him to grab the collar, which you do, which gives the dog a signal that he's going to be pulling off soon. This is the way that I know they've been trained. This could be different, but it lets the dog know signals in their brain that, hey, we're going to be pulling off soon. But the dog didn't let go. But as soon as they put the cuffs on and the cop pulled back on his collar, he let go.
Okay. Hey guys, I don't want to get stuck in the mud on the dog. This is one of the most simple, the more simpler videos we're going to look at tonight. I want to get through them all. But I do want to go back to the space. Burton, were you able to hear the command on this? We're all saying that it was false or attack, not false.
Yeah, it was really hard to hear. It could have, in my mind, it could have gone either way. I don't like the command. I don't like the way they use German because Americans don't pronounce it correctly.
Okay, now that's probably true.
And there's two more hands in the space too.
Let's go to the hands.
James and Brendan. James.
By the way that guy was screaming, you'd think that dog was on his neck. That's all I got.
Y'all just hard on a folk tonight. Y'all hard on folks.
Brendan, what's up, dog?
I think that that video, the perfect example of I don't agree with what happened. I think that's a good way to get sued, honestly, because they didn't take the dog off in time. Honestly, in my opinion.
Well, tell us what time. When in your mind did the dog need to be released?
As soon as all those cops were standing around there, they were just waiting, I guess.
Can I say something?
You bet.
So I don't know the backstory of this. Did this guy use a weapon? Was there one possibly on his body? Do they want to get to that weapon and not let that dog go until then? Was it in a shootout, or is this a runaway hit and run ticket? A guy had a warrant and he ran. I don't know the severity or this
Yeah.
guy's record. They do.
That is true, and I do not have that background information. I know it was a vehicle pursuit. I don't know if there were weapons involved prior to the vehicle pursuit, or one was observed during the vehicle pursuit. I don't have that information.
That's a good point, though.
It is absolutely a good point. I still say the dog was probably on that man's arm a little longer than he needed to be. When you've got one in a handcuff position, one cuff on one hand and the other hand's already behind his back in the position that he was in, I think that it was probably about the time to take the dog off.
But hold on, I got to stick up for the dog one more time, though. If that's the way the dog has been trained, that until the cuffs are on, you don't let go, it would be a really bad idea to fuck with his training and be like, no, and this time we're going to do it here. He's either trained to do it this way or not.
The dogs are trained to be to bite and to stop bite on command.
Okay, so Joe, let me ask you, if that was a human being punching this guy over and over and over and over and over again, is that wrong? But a dog can grind his teeth into somebody?
Jason, the only words to come out of her mouth if that was the case is 1983. She would say it over and over and over again.
Well, here's the thing, though. The dog it's not like he was all over. He had a hold of the guy's trap, which is a great place, like the very top of like his deltoid and his trap. And that's what the dog had a hold of. So that was probably incredibly painful, but the dog wasn't causing any damage at that point.
The hell he was not.
Well, I guarantee the dude's gonna have bruises. He's gonna have some bruises, and it's gonna hurt. But look, I'm gonna stand up for the dog all day, every day. But the dog was doing what it was trained to do. It didn't do anything wrong. Now, whether
Joe, what I'm saying is, if that was a human being causing pain on another human, because it was a dog, everybody has a different perspective of it. What I'm saying is that there's 6 cops around this guy. The dog is still got his mouth on him. This guy ain't going anywhere. They have control of it, and it goes back to use of force. You apply the necessary force needed to put somebody under arrest. He was under arrest there. He had one handcuff on his arm. Pull the dog off. It's done. But if that was a human being, your story would be completely different.
100%.
Well, here's the thing with cops have been, you're known. Look, I took jujitsu and learned like arm bars and all that good friend stuff.
That's great.
But I'm just saying, there are plenty of times that cops have been arresting a guy or where they have his arm twisted all the way back and they hold him like that for a while. So what's the difference with that?
An arm bar is a lot different than canines driving into your lat. It does. It's a use of force thing.
The dog has generally penetrated his skin. And here's the other thing. In my former life, if that'd been one of my canines, I would have had a problem with that because the officer, if there is a verbal command, he didn't use it. If there's not a verbal command, I didn't see him release that dog. I would have had issues with that.
Well, I'm just saying it wasn't the dog's fault if that's where he was trained. That is
it's never the dog's fault. It's just like it's not the gun's fault.
Now Joe is being the dead horse.
Is a tool.
But look at you guys making me defend cops. Knock it off.
You got bit by a family pet.
Okay, we're gonna if we don't have any more hands in the space, we're not gonna beat this dead horse any longer because I don't think it's got any meat left on the bones.
Real quick, Brendan, we got Brendan.
Go ahead, Brendan.
Yeah, another thing I think it could affect him. When he goes to court, he could say, "Oh, look, they bit me and he kept me on. The dog was on me for too long. I'm gonna countersue you and I'm gonna get all this money from the city or whatever. And look, now you guys look bad." because you didn't pull the dog off in time, and it makes the cops look bad.
Doesn't matter. They're protected and they have qualified immunity for that.
Brenda's absolutely right. That would be one of the exposure issues that a law enforcement administration would look at when they see that video.
Qualified immunity goes to the individual officers, not to the department.
So the officer handling it, if that's the way the officer was trained to handle the dog and that's the way the dog was trained, they're going to be covered.
I'm telling you that officer was not trained that way. In fact, when the dog goes through trials and does his quarterly trials and the monthly training the dog goes through, the command to release is part of that they're tested on.
Well, then if the officer failed to give him the release command, then it's 100% the handler, not the dog. The dog was doing what?
It's not the dog's fault. Oh, F the French has his hand up.
Yeah, let's go to F the French, and then I'm moving on from this one, guys.
Good.
Yeah, not to continue to beat a dead horse, but I kind of agree with Ron and Joe. I think that it's definitely like they should have released. And I agree with Joe. I wouldn't necessarily blame the dog for that. I'm not sure if if that is on training. It seems like that's not the case.
I can't wait to hear Joe
That
defend
officer in that office.
I can't wait to hear Joe defend a human being rather than a dog.
Oh, it's not going to happen.
Can you guys hear FT?
Yeah, I do agree with that take. I do think that if it was a human instead of a dog, then a lot more people would have a different output. But I understand, since the dog is not necessarily what we consider as conscious as we are, that we kind of infantilize it a little bit and make it more of an extension of another human that's controlling it. So I think that's like what we're struggling with, but we can move on from that.
Yeah, by the way, that dog is no different than a baton, pepper spray, taser, or a gun.
That's a good analysis, FT. I like it.
Well,
let's move on before she starts defending
let's
the dog.
move on before she backtracks and talks about how the dog has a good soul.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to go to the Aurora, Colorado Police Department.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Clayton Street, we need to hurry, please. This dude has a gun inside my house.
Slow down. Okay, slow down. What is the address?
Ow, he just shot me in my leg, dude.
Where are you?
I'm hiding.
Where are you hiding? Where in the leg were you shot? Okay. On like the upper or the lower part of your leg?
It's just a grave.
Are you there?
He's bleeding right now.
Where is he?
He's in a red Mustang. He's in a red Mustang.
Are you shot? Yeah. Who's shot? Where?
I got hit in my leg.
Let me look. Who did it?
The dude in the red Mustang.
Okay.
His name's Jose Rodriguez.
Okay. 1 second. Did he play at you and try to kill you?
Yes, yeah, bro. He chased me around the whole fucking around my house.
Jose Rodriguez?
Yes.
204, good attempt murder. Driver should be Jose Rodriguez, left in a red Mustang.
They were chasing him.
Yeah, dude. Where did it happen?
It started in my house.
Okay.
All right, it started in my house.
Fire can come in.
He was sitting on my couch.
Okay, just have a seat.
Yeah.
I got the fire coming to you guys, okay? Did anybody else see it?
Yes, my boyfriend.
Okay, just hang out, man. I want the fire department to come talk to you. Did you see what happened?
I got camera on my room.
Okay, go start working on that, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Did you guys see what happened?
No, I just really got
All right, go inside.
As soon as he called me,
Where did he shoot you?
I was okay. So I came out. He was sitting on my couch and he had a gun to his head. That's when I called 911.
Is he your boyfriend?
No.
Okay.
He was just a friend. And as soon as he heard me call 911, he started chasing. He popped off a shot in the house, and that's what made me see. What the fuck? That's him right there.
Okay, they're chasing.
It's in my alley right now, dude. He's right there.
I'm trying, I know.
Alley, dude.
Where's it? What is it? Stop.
Wait, shots fired, shots fired.
He's in right there, man.
2-8 shots fired, 2-8 shots fired, shots fired. We have one gap, it's in medical hut. 2-8 shots fired.
Where's it? Hold. I'm holding.
Gun's right there, gun's right there.
I know, is it? Oh my God, let me get on the fucking radio.
Give us the air, give us the air.
204, we have shots fired on scene. One suspect down, we're in the alley. I need fire here hot.
All right. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna, where are you hit, man?
He's in the back.
You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm going to hold firearm.
Yeah, just get that, hold it right there. I need to get him medical.
All right. We need medical. I got him. Doctors, man.
All right, man, I'm gonna get you help, bro. I'm gonna get you help.
Where did he shoot you? Okay, so I came out, he was sitting on my couch and he had a gun to his head. That's when I called 911.
Is he your boyfriend?
No.
Okay.
He was just a friend. And as soon as he heard me call 911, he started chasing, he popped off and shot in the house. And that's what made me see. What the fuck?
Yes, him.
That's him.
All right, anyway, we got cars.
He's right there! He's in the alley, dude!
I'm with you. Oh, shit! Shit! Oh, shit! What is it? 2-8, shots fired, shots fired!
He's right there, man.
2-8, shots fired, 2-8, shots fired, shots fired. We have one down, it's in medical hut. 2-8, shots fired.
Where's your hands?
I'm holding. Gun's right there, gun's right there.
I'm gonna move through there. You're gonna see the same thing again. And we'll go to the background. Okay, let's go to, I want to go to Laura first on this one. Laura, what's your first impression of the video and the use of force? I think you're still muted, Laura.
Oh, yeah. She's got a little feedback. I muted her in the downtown. What's up, Laura? Sorry.
I don't know how I have feedback because I have nothing on. So I don't understand the video. I don't understand what happened. The officers went on the gentleman's word. He was shot. And then from way across the courtyard, they saw the gun. Was he shot at first? Because I'm not seeing it well on my little screen on the phone. I
Okay,
want
but
to switch over to my computer.
They had the victim on the sidewalk. He's got an obvious or observable wound to his leg that's consistent with a shotgun, a gunshot wound. The person in the red Mustang matched the description of what he explained. The vehicle matched the vehicle description that he explained. I believe dispatch actually heard the shot. He was on the phone with 911. That was probably conveyed to officers responding as well. And they catch him in that, lack of a better term, a hallway or corridor between the two buildings. Asked him to see hands. He turned to flee. And that's when they engaged. Doesn't feel good with you?
Did he shoot?
You were talking about the suspect?
Suspect, yeah.
I do not believe the suspect discharged a firearm at the police.
He just went to flee?
Well, besides shooting another dude in the leg.
Well, yeah, but
correct.
Okay. That's a pretty good distance. I'm not sure on that.
Not
with you
comfortable
yet.
with it. Okay. Let's go to Lawyer Joe. Let's beat this horse. Go ahead, lawyer.
There's no dogs involved. We're okay. I can be rational.
I heard a dog barking inside the house.
There's a dog barking inside the house. So
And if that dog would have got shot,
you make your assessment.
but seriously, I gotta agree with Laura on this one. Like, you see the guy way at the end of that corridor, and it looks like those were like apartments or something. And there was, I don't know how many doors, 3, 4 on either side. And I didn't hear, there was nobody saying stay in your house. There was nobody saying don't, someone could have shut it out while they were shooting and not really realize what was going on. So I kind of have a problem with them shooting that far back, just because there were so many doors in between. But then again, if you had the gun out, I'm not really sure what you do there. I wasn't comfortable with the distance, but again, I'm torn because I don't know how a good cop would handle that like situation. Do you wait till you get closer? Do you try to talk him into putting the gun down? I'm not sure what you do, but putting that many people in possibly in danger in between, because what if he starts firing back and these, there are all those, I just don't know how.
Well, there's a lot of what ifs in every type of situation.
Right.
Like this, but I tell you what, let's go around the board here. Let's don't hang up on that yet. So you're just not comfortable with it. Laura's not comfortable with the shot. Not saying it's a bad one, just saying what
right. The distance is an issue.
Okay. We'll talk about the distance in a second. Let me go to Big Ron.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to agree with the two lawyers here. My biggest concern is just the distance and the backdrop. That's it. Yeah, that's my big. I mean, the guy went down, so they were good shots, but yeah, distance and backdrop. That's my biggest concern.
Let me ask you this: on the distance you guys are hung up on, they obviously struck him with bullets, so the distance wasn't beyond their capability of accurately engaging a target. Why is the distance an issue?
All those doors in between the cop and the suspect. There were, I don't know, probably 6 apartments or whatever those are called, like in between them, and there were doors on all of them. So, and I didn't hear anybody giving commands to stay inside, shut your door, what have you. I lived in a neighborhood where they thought they had a shooter, and one cop was running up and down. He's like, shut your doors, get down, shut your doors. So everybody kind of knew there was shit going down, where I didn't hear anything like that they just started shooting. And I'm just like, I'm always terrified one of those doors could fly open and somebody could come running out of it. So that's my issue with it.
All right, well, let's pause that. I just was trying to clarify. I've heard distance 3 times now, so I just want to make sure what we're talking about. So the distance is that you couldn't make sure your path is clear between yourself as an officer and the target that you're engaging.
Yes, that's mine.
So now I want to go to Kingdom.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're responding to a call where the guy apparently was going to commit suicide, and then the guy who, it might have been his boyfriend, it might have been just a friend or whatever the hell's going on. So he's like, man, I tried to call 911. He shot me in the leg. And then the guy's like running from the police. I think he's chasing him, and oh shit, now he's down here and people have their doors open and stuff. It's like, you got to get this guy stopped immediately. He's got this like machine gun looking thing. So like when he pulls around, like, oh my God, he's over there. And so now he's in a position of the 2 apartment complexes and the units and all that kind of stuff. When you look into your passenger mirror, it says objects are closer than they appear. Just because the camera seemed like it was far away and you couldn't see shit, the cop seen that he had a gun and he's seen that he was right there. I mean, the camera tricks and what your eyes see are different. And he looked at him and he said, stop right there. He has a gun. That could have been a dangerous situation if that guy would have shot some more people. I think they did a good job shooting him, and they shot him a couple times. I don't know if every shot hit him. It was a little dangerous. There was a little backdrop there. I mean, there was things that could have happened, but that guy could have fucking killed a couple more people. I think they did a good job. That was a good shoot.
All right, Bruce, you got any hands in the space?
Got 2 hands up. I think James is
after some space business.
James, go ahead.
Well, I think it was a decent shoot. You can tell that both of the officers had red dots on their pistol. That guy had a machine pistol, obviously. A little hard to see on the camera, as was mentioned. The only thing that was questionable for me is when they started shooting, the immediate backdrop was the front door of a house. I mean, it was the side of a building, so it's possible that one aisle is fairly clear, but I wouldn't take that risk myself.
Okay. Who else we have in there, Bruce?
Brendan.
It is Brendan's turn.
Let's go, Brendan. Lay it on us, brother.
Yeah. My whole thing was just a backdrop, like seeing where your bullet's going to go. I mean, because he was standing there, and I think I saw there was a building behind it or something like that, or doors. So, I mean, just making sure where your bullets are going. But other than that, that shooting was justified. I mean, he shot somebody.
Okay. John, let's go to law enforcement.
Yeah, so this is sometimes one of the issues I have with some of these videos on the body cam. Clearly, they got a different view than what the camera's picking up. To Kingdom's point, I get where Lawyer Joe's coming from, but I'm looking. There's nothing in the line of fire. So I think as far as that's concerned, they're good. I am just curious to know why they discharged the weapon. I mean, was he raising it or what? I can't tell from the body cam. I'm okay with the shoot because clearly he's done shot somebody. Into King's point, I mean, there's too many people that he could have taken out. So I mean, I'm good with it. But that's one of my issues with the BWCs. You can't always see what the officers are seeing.
Okay. Thanks, John. FT, you have anything to add?
Out of bourbon.
No, I don't really have much to add. I think everything has been said. I can understand why the officer shot, because he just shot someone. Legally speaking, I'm not like, I guess it depends on whether I'm assuming that it would legally be a fine shot, because he just shot someone and stuff like that. He did just do a felony, so I think self-defense, you can definitely do something like that,
Would
as
that
even
be
as an officer.
self-defense after the fact? Delayed defense?
Well, I mean, for maybe for a normal civilian, but I feel like law enforcement has a little bit more leeway in terms of using deadly force. Like if I was, like, let's say, like at the scene, and I heard all the information that the cops had, and he was running away from me, I couldn't legally shoot him because he's like fleeing, but cops can. I do have my own issues with cops shooting people who are fleeing, but like I won't necessarily bring that up right now because he just shot people and had the gun in hand. But in other situations, I may bring up that as an issue.
Okay, let's go to Jason. Let's hear what Minnesota law enforcement would think of this situation.
Boy, I think you have to look at the totality of circumstances here. So you have a complainant that's coming out, and he's shot in the leg. So he's already demonstrated his propensity to hurt somebody. I didn't see a gun on him, but I'm assuming that the cops saw the gun. Yes, long shot, doesn't matter. But you have to go back to the whole principle of policing, protect and serve. If this guy gets away, are other innocent people going to be in harm's way? And in this, he's already shown a propensity to hurt somebody. So I personally think that the only thing that I would have done as cops, I would have taken cover on the side of the buildings if you saw a weapon. And if you think that if this guy gets away, somebody else will get hurt, totally justified.
Well, Jason, I actually share your opinion 100%. I was surprised nobody said anything. All the rounds struck this gentleman in the back as he was moving away. But Jason's right. You've got to look at it on the totality of the circumstances or evidence of things that are known to you as a police officer at the time. One of the shooters had just finished interviewing the victim, who explained that I was in my apartment. This guy, who's a friend of mine, came into my apartment, had a gun to his head. I was going to call 911 because I thought he was going to kill himself. He chases me around my apartment, shoots me in the leg while I'm on the phone with 911. I run to a neighbor's apartment and hide. He flees the scene and then returns to the scene, goes to the back of the property, and the very first contact they have with this gentleman, he's trying to get into another. He doesn't live there. He comes back to an apartment complex he does not live in. He's trying to get into another door. That's not the original apartment that this first shooting happened in. So when they say, "Let me see your hands," stop, he begins to flee. Jason's 100% right. This guy has shown a propensity for violence. He is armed. They can see that he's armed, and that him being on the lam or him being loose can jeopardize or put other civilians in danger. You're going to have to use deadly force to stop him. And the folks, he did have a gun. If you look, the officer put his foot on it when he said, "What do you want me to do with the gun?" And the senior officer said, "Hold it," and he put his foot on it. So the firearm was there near the person that was laying on the ground. My next question to Jason is that were we looking at an FTO situation? Was that a senior officer and an actual FTO with him?
It kind of appeared that way.
Trainee.
Yeah, it appeared that way.
Yeah, I thought so too, and he did a good. The rookie officer did a good job. I mean, he held his own and did exactly textbook what needed to be done as it moved through. But man, how'd you like to come home on your third day on your FTO program and say, "Yeah, blasted the dude today"? It was amazing.
What's interesting is people. I think FTF mentioned about being shot in the back. It's basically kind of an active shooter, and if you have somebody who shot somebody and he's still walking around with a gun, you're completely justified to end that situation right now, face or back. So there is cops struggle with it. I just went through training today on active shooter stuff, and there was a scenario where you have an active shooter and we had to shoot him in the back. And a lot of cops, I was instructing it, and a lot of cops really struggle with that. And it is justified at times. It's again, go back to protect and serve. You need to protect this and end it.
On that note, Jason, I'm actually curious. Would a civilian in I guess in your region be able to do the same thing, or is that like even murkier? Because I kind of agree with like some of the cops you're training. I feel kind of weird, especially like with the legal knowledge I know about self-defense, at least as a civilian, that when you're shooting people in the back, it's just not a good look.
It's a horrible look. But if the person that is being shot in the back is killing other people in front of them, you're completely justified. You're preventing loss of life.
Okay, so like even as a civilian, you'd be justified for doing that.
Let me say something, FT. I think a lot of people are under the notion that there's a separate piece of legislation or penal code that allows police officers to use more force than a civilian in a deadly force situation. They don't. The only difference is that police officers have a duty not to retreat, where you as a civilian, you could run away and you have no duty to remain there to protect the lives of others. But the two reasons to use deadly force: protect yourself against what you believe at the time, with evidence presented to you at the time or available to you at the time, to protect yourself from the use of deadly force against you or the use of deadly force against a third person. In this case, the officers had a very good case on using deadly force in protection of a third person. He has shot somebody in an apartment complex that he doesn't live in. He left and then he returned and he's trying to get into another door, and then he attempts to flee police. Where's he going to go next? Whose door is he going to kick in next is where the police officers go with that. Therefore, that makes it good. But police officers don't have any more leadway when it comes to deadly force than the average citizen that uses deadly force. We will all be judged by the same standard if we use deadly force.
Yeah, but Joe, I'm going to one real quick. FTF. The difference is if it's law enforcement, you have qualified immunity, which means they can't come after police. Like, I can't lose my house because I was acting in the duty of my job. As a conceal and carry, if you do it, they can sue you civilly. So that's the difference.
Yeah, and there's hands in the space.
We
also
got 3 hands up in the space, and then we got the weather report for the top of the hour.
I tell you what, let's go.
Brendan, you're up first.
Yeah, let's go to some hands, and then right at the top of the hour, let's get Coco up there because we do have that contract we must fulfill.
Go ahead, Brendan.
Yeah, one of the things that I could see being an issue is if he rose the gun or not, like raised it up. But that's really, I mean, if he shot somebody, I don't see it being an issue. But some people may say, oh, well, he didn't raise the gun up or anything like that. But, you know, if someone was going to try to do something, you know, it could in court, you know, they could say, well, he didn't actually put the gun up there and aim it at anybody. So
It was a smoking gun.
Burton, I don't know if you still had your question. I saw your hand was up.
I was just going to mention something that came up during academy training is fleeing, and you shoot them. What'd you shoot them for? Felony running?
Well, no, that's a Garner versus Tennessee.
Veteran, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to piggyback off of that. Tennessee versus Gardner dictates that if a person is, especially just got done shooting someone, that officers are allowed to use deadly force. Also, it's not where you shoot someone, it's why you shoot someone, which is what happened here. That person shot another person, injured another person, hence the reason why they used deadly force, because he had deadly force with him. As far as the distance of a shot, I know I do train, and I hope our officers do as well. I can consistently make a 25, 30 to 40 to even 50-yard shot, especially with a red dot pistol. Easy, no problem at all. I understand people worry about the backstop, but if you have controlled trigger pull, you should be able to make that consistently with a red dot. And that's all.
All right, Kingdom, can you bring in our weather report? And Bruce, if you'll get Coco and Mike, let's get the weather.
And now it's time for the weather. Welcome AccuGuesser professional and mixologist, Coco.
Hey guys, I'm doing a live report, so here's a special one. For you guys, I went to Mexico. There was a lot of traffic, and then I found out that they were like giving out these cards to all of us just wandering across. So here's what me and Swabby did. We went across. I got a card. It's loaded with like $5,000. But because he's a white boy, they didn't give him shit.
Man, they wouldn't give me no damn card. That's fucking bullshit.
Because he's a white boy.
It's racist.
So anyway, weather report for San Diego. I'll give it to you guys right now, but I did this for you guys, just so you guys know. San Diego, it's 65, mostly cloudy. These guys are really cool, aside from these assholes trying to charge us for friggin' tacos, which is bullshit, because I could just make this shit. So anyway, 65 degrees. It's still sunny. It's actually kind of nice, aside from the fact that, you know, we're hungry. We should have brought food. But because I have a card, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that's about it for the weather. Fun fact is, yes, you can go to California, go to Mexico, walk across. If you look dark enough, they'll give you a card. And if you're a güero or a gringo, like my husband, they ain't gonna give you shit. So anyway, that is the report. Anything from you, Swabby?
Man, I'm gonna wear a turban next. Maybe that'll help.
So we're gonna go get him a turban and see if we can go get some more cards. Because if it works for the illegals, I'm gonna cash in on this shit. All right, guys. Talk to you later.
Well, thank you, Coco. Folks, there's your weather report. To plan your weekend accordingly. I think
What
there
was the
some-
weather? I forgot.
There was
I
some
missed the
weather in
weather
there. I think she said it was like 70s and sunny.
Oh, okay.
So, you didn't say it was raining, so take that into account. You can probably leave your umbrellas at home if you're in Mexico. Okay. We're going to go on to our next video, folks. This is the one that I've had some requests for. This is going to be a classic. Here we go.
Okay. We're just gonna go to my car right here, okay? Follow me.
Oh boy.
Is this car okay? On the other side of my Oh, you're not?
can't hear you now. Don't say that right now. No, I said don't say that right now because everything's being recorded right now. What's going on?
He took her out the car and he was banging her and she ran off.
This will answer your question.
All right, sir, step out of the vehicle for me. 114 yellow. What code for?
He locked himself in there.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn my camera
Yep.
off. She's code 4? She's code 4. Okay. Hey, let me turn this off real quick.
All right, we're back.
Sorry, I was muted and didn't know it. The breakdown on that is he transported a female suspect in custody to jail, and on the way there, they have some friendly conversations. She says she's down to get dirty, and he's like, "Oh, well, don't say that. Don't say that. We're being recorded." But then the recorder goes off, and more than 10 minutes later, he makes another radio call on a side channel for his supervisor, saying that he is locked in the back of his own squad car parked in a neighborhood. And his supervisor had to come and open the door, pop the child lock, and open the squad. So where do we begin? We want to start with lawyers, or we want to start with cops,
or civilians?
You know what? Let's start with civilians. Let's start with you, Kingdom. What's your take on this?
Well, I have to give myself a little bit of credit here because every single thing I've said, Jason's agreed 100%, and you have. So I've had a good perspective. This one is it's funny, it's humorous, and like when guys are telling guys stuff, and oh yeah, let me tell you about this story. It's funny, but you are a person that's enforcing the law. And you are a person that has control over people for whatever reasons. And yeah, she probably wants to suck your dick to get out of it or whatever like that. But to have that authority over to someone and take a sexual favor and kind of hide the way that you arrested her for a reason, there is some kind of justice. But to take it in your own hands, or, whatever the other pun is, I would say that is pretty shitty of the officer. And I taking advantage of people like that. You can. I don't know. I don't like that when I think discipline is needed there.
Okay. Big Ron, what's your thought on that?
I just can't believe he did that. I don't know what he was even thinking. He just completely threw his career away. If he was married, his marriage. It just blows my mind.
Okay. FT and then Bruce, if you got anybody in the space, we can hear from them after FT.
Oh my God, there's like 5-6 people.
I know there are.
Yeah, so like all I have to say about this one is that if I was a supervisor, I wouldn't have undone the child lock. I would have just taken his car and driven it to the station because they both getting arrested.
I love FT.
Let's go to the space, Bruce. What's the temperature inside the space? Poor guy just gets caught trying to bring some backseat romance.
Well, let's hear from LT and then Coco and Erath. Vet, you're still muted.
Yeah, short and sweet. He's dead wrong, obviously. Yeah, throwing his career away. One, I don't know the law per se in that aspect. Is maybe criminal charges as well, abuse of his power. I have no idea. And I agree with FT. You leave his ass in the back, and the supervisor takes him all the way to the precinct, and you book him right then and there. I mean, I don't know if that's totally losing your job or getting busted down. But I mean, he should lose his job if that's, I don't know what the rules are with law enforcement in that kind of scenario, but he should lose his job for that.
All right, let's hear from Coco.
So that chick knew exactly what she was doing because that jail's called Las Colinas, and the nickname for it is No Mas Penis at Las Colinas, and it's a woman's prison, and no dick's getting in there. So she knew, she's been there before. She knew exactly what she was doing, and FTF is completely right. I would have taken her in there, walk him in there in handcuffs, have him do the walk of shame in there with her, book her, and then take him to the police station and then do whatever you got to do with him. So just saying. And yeah, the mariachi band left. So sorry, guys. They just showed up because they saw us.
Well,
So
this incident happened in San Diego.
Mariachis.
This incident happened in San Diego. I thought the mariachi band would be a nice background music for the story.
Right?
All right, Eran, what you got to say on this?
Yeah, I thought this was a use of force video. I didn't actually see any force being used.
Yeah.
Well,
the camera was off, Erath. There was some force used.
Maybe a bit too much teeth, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I thought I heard that he actually did get fired when they found semen on his pants. I thought I heard that initially. I think he did get the ass for this.
Well, he got the ass before this, too.
Yeah, there we go. I set it up for someone. I'm glad someone took a swing at it. But no, I did think, obviously, what the fuck? I really hope she was worth it, bro. That's all.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think we're all judging him too harshly. Did anyone see how hot she was?
No.
Men have ruined more than...
I tell you what, I can run that video back if y'all want to make a judgment.
Let's not, man. He's getting there, getting his pole smoked, and he's like just trying to knowing that if you fucking shut the door all the way, it's not going to open. But you're just kind of shutting it so no one can see, like, oh shit. And they're like, oh shit, you fucking pull it shut. It's like, you don't pull it shut. Put a stick there. I don't know, something. But the whole thing's shady.
I mean, nah, look, no matter how hot someone is, no matter how gorgeous, no matter how good you think she is, someone's fucking tired of her. So, no one's worth that.
I think we moved beyond the use of force and procedures in this conversation, and we're moving into judging whether she was attractive enough.
The guy should be fired and charged, 100%.
I don't think
Of course he should.
legally we get to the point to have to make a judgment on her attractiveness.
Hey, can I pipe in real quick?
I was going to leave you for the last, but go ahead, Jason.
All right. No, I'll stay.
Thanks, Erath. Let's go to
no one here saying he shouldn't be fired. Of course he fucking should. He shouldn't be anywhere near a position of authority.
All I'm saying is Jessica Alba offers you some. It might be worth a change in careers for.
Not if she's handcuffed in the backseat of my squad. That's all I'm going to say.
No.
It's called constructive force or force under duress.
Well,
she's
we're
handcuffed.
going to get to that. In fact, let's go to you, Lawyer Joe. Is there any more hands in the space, Bruce?
Vet had his hand back up.
Well, let's go to Vet, guys.
I don't see his hand up.
He put it down.
Well, no, what I was gonna say was plenty of guys have done ignorant things like that, just like the military sergeant that stop by and see.
I can't hear Vet.
He's reprimanding.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, your audio.
let's go to lawyer Joe and Vet. We may have to come back to you. Rubber banding so hard, but I can't understand what you're saying. Go ahead, lawyer Joe.
I was just saying, excuse me, that with her being handcuffed in the back seat, it's considered constructive force. So he wouldn't have had to actually ever like put hands on her and do anything. The fact that she was being detained at the time and that he was in full care, custody, and control of her, like anything like that, he is 100% in the
The
wrong.
last I heard was she said, "I was just saying," and everything went dark.
Yeah, can you repeat that again from the beginning?
What?
Yes, yeah. What happened was the StreamYard, it was like kind of had a connecting thing, and the space missed it.
Okay, what I said was it's called constructive force or constructive use of force, or I'm sure there are other jurisdictions that call it different things, but it's because she was handcuffed and completely restrained, and he had full care, custody, and control of her. That
And now
anything,
I hear nothing.
I can still hear you, Joe.
I can hear you,
Brady-
Joe.
okay,
Brady may need to now.
then anything that he did, anything the cop did was 100% considered force and wrong. I don't care what she offered him, what she did. She was being detained and under his control. So it's, I mean, essentially, if I wanted to be an asshole prosecutor, you could probably go for a sexual assault charge on it if you really wanted to.
Yes.
Yeah, she couldn't consent technically.
Right, exactly.
And that ain't the first time he's done it.
Okay, let's go. I want to go to Laura. We got other videos to get to. Go ahead, Laura.
She can't consent. They're going to pay that out no matter what. I do know this case. He was fired, and also the sergeant was demoted because he shut off his camera as well. So he was trying to help out his buddy, and that sergeant was demoted. So that's the story there. But he absolutely, he was in the wrong. I've seen too many people lose their career, male and female. Inmates will go that way. They will. That is their meal ticket. That's their jackpot. That's their goal. End of story.
Explain that, Laura.
Anytime.
What advantage does a person in custody have by having sexual contact with their charge?
Oh, they're the victim. 100%. They immediately go dial 777. They're the victim. State pays. They don't even fight it. And the officer is. I know a girl I worked with 27 years, and she had in reserves, and she had an affair with a new inmate. And I was floored. I was so close to her. You never know. I had, officers underneath me having affairs in mop closets, and I come to find out here they're doing it. You just never know. We had one that was so determined to get to her boyfriend. She became an officer. She got the institution. She got to the unit, and she got to the tier. And for a year, she supplied him, contraband. So there's all kinds of reasons for that. But for sexual, that's an automatic, jackpot. Bank, you're getting paid. Even if something happens to you physically, state pays.
Did he get charged?
Oh yeah, sexual assault. Yep.
Sexual assault.
Can I comment on this one?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that, Jason.
Real quick. The officer is in a position of authority. That is a criminal sexual conduct act. She's handcuffed in the back. He should be charged and fired. And that's that. Gone.
No, and Jason's absolutely correct. In Texas, we have a statute: sexual contact with a person in custody. It's a felony. And if you have penetration, I'd say it that way, but that's the way the law reads. Have penetration, then it becomes sexual assault. You're going to be a rapist after the fact. So yes, 100%. This guy was absolutely wrong. Probably not the smartest or the sharpest knife in the drawer. And this woman that was in custody was an absolute victim, no matter what she said, no matter what she offered, no matter no other circumstances. She was a victim. She was essentially raped.
I got a question for Laura, Joe.
Go ahead.
So I saw this video the other day, and I was just reading on it. And I've read from several sources, Laura, that he resigned. So was he allowed to resign?
Yes, you can resign. And I know you asked Laura, but let me answer that for you. You can
Well, I
resign.
mean, I know you can because we've had that before. My point is that he should not have been allowed to resign. He should have been.
It does. It's not going to stop the. They can't do anything till they do an investigation. He can resign in lieu of investigation. Prior to the investigation, they
Well, that's
still will
what
come back. They will still come back, and they're going to heat him up and file charges on him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, and I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, as the way it was reading, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I guess I was just like, because we've had some incident, not like this, but they have allowed deputies to resign as opposed to being fired when they should have been fired, because then when they can go to another agency and they can honestly say that they resigned for whatever reason, they were not terminated. That was why I was asking the way I was asking.
Our law enforcement commission in Texas that license officers, if you quit in lieu of investigation, in other words, the investigation is opened up on you, it's like, hey, I'm not going to stand for that, I'm going to quit, and you resign. You can do that, but your status is resignation in lieu of investigation, and typically that investigation is going to continue, and they're going to have
Yeah.
and it's going to go from there. So that's a gypsy cop law we have in Texas that I absolutely agree with. All right, guys, we can get some other videos.
Yeah, but real quick, that guy, I promise you, that guy has done that before. This is not your first time. Like, oh yeah, this is going to happen. Okay, don't say it because it's recording. I guarantee this has happened before. I don't think you just charge him for this one. I think you go back and follow everything because he's definitely done it before 1,000%.
You know what? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. If he hadn't been caught with this female when she got to jail, she would have told somebody about it. She'd realized that her ticket was punched. Whatever trouble she was in was about to go away, and there's absolutely a check in there for her. So I don't know that it happens as frequently and goes unsaid as much as we think it does.
Talking about
Vet, did you have closing statements before we moved on?
Not nothing important, just the military guy that got locked up in Russia for not thinking with his big head, thinking with his little head, and now he's in a Russian prison, and his wife's gone. And guys need to stop thinking that way. You got to use the big brain, not the little brain.
Absolutely, when you're in a position of authority, as Jason said, you've got to keep that in mind. Your personal wants and desires need to take a second. Need to take the back seat, as I say.
The back seat.
Okay.
No pun intended.
Good one, Joe.
Okay, we're gonna go to an LAPD police shoot. Let's jump on.
Take the back.
Sheriff Station Booker speaking. How can I help you?
Yeah, I'm calling about the Willow address. Our friend here is starting to become a little violent and is scaring his family. We need somebody to come and help us out here. It's getting out of control.
What is he doing exactly?
He's getting violent.
Okay.
He's smacking the car. He's punching and he wants to get a hold of his family and kind of harm them, and they have to step back. And they're frightened. And
Yeah, put me on speaker.
It's 1 a.m, so it's time to do something. We need your help.
911, what is your emergency?
There is audio, Bruce.
They have these voices modulated and disguised. That's what makes it difficult.
Hey, Lanu, can you pause it real quick?
Kingdom, I am unable to bring you up. It's saying there's an error adding you.
There's an error adding me. It kicked me out of the space and went back, and then I can't seem to add myself back in there as a speaker. So none of the space can hear what's going on.
I don't know if it'll screw with everything, Kingdom, but I can't bring you up. You may have to drop out and come back.
I'll drop out and try to come back in. Thank you.
Hey, Kingdom, jump out, reset your app, and come back. It's not.
Okay, we should be good now. Let's see here. All right, we're good. We're good. Welcome back.
And we go.
Let's back up a little bit about right here and let's do it.
We need your help.
Right.
What is your emergency?
The voices were disguised. It really wasn't like that.
I was going to say, what is that? A demonic possession?
No, it said voices disguised on it.
Hello? What's going on?
Got a friend here. He's gotten into a violent mode. He broke the windshield on the car. He got in a fight with his son right here. And he's thinking that somebody ripped him off.
Okay, where's he at?
There's a son.
That's okay.
Relax. You relax.
Who are you?
Don't worry about me.
Oh, are you the neighbor?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go inside.
Yeah,
Turn around, Doug. Turn around.
Go inside.
Turn around. Relax. Calm down. Calm down. Hey, calm down. Get down. Get down. Get down. Hey. Put it down. Let's leave him. I'm a deploy. You better stop. You better stop right now. Stop. Stop right now.
It's got a paint
Stop
roller.
right now. Drop that shit. Drop that. Drop that right now. Drop that. Hey, go inside. Go inside. Go inside. All of you go inside. Nope. Hey, go inside. Go inside. Go inside. Hello? What's going on? What's going on?
Here, he's gotten into a violent mode. He broke the windshield on the car. He got in a fight with his son right here. And he's thinking that somebody ripped him off.
Okay, where's he at?
Where's the son?
That's okay. Relax.
You relax.
Who are you?
Don't worry about me.
Oh, are you the neighbor?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go inside. Come over here, dude. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
Go inside.
Hey, relax. Relax. Hey, turn it up. Get down. Get down. Hey.
Hey.
Put it down. Give me the patch. Get back! Stop! You better stop right now. And it's good addition. We get code. We got our own co-op. He's on with some type of drop that shit. Drop roller, metal roller. Drop it right now.
Industry units,
Drop that. Hey, go inside. Go inside. Go inside. Go inside.
Touch his arms. They are tonight 7 on Willow.
Nope.
Unit 111.
Relax.
You relax.
Who are you?
Don't worry about me.
Oh, are you the neighbor?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go inside. Yeah, come over here, dude. Turn around. Turn around, Doug. Turn around.
Go inside.
Hey, relax. Calm down. Relax. Calm down. Hey, turn down. Get down. Get down. Hey. Hey. Put it down. Give me the patch. Let's leave him. Get back! Stop! You better stop right now. And it's good addition. We get right now. We got our own co-op. Stop right now. With some type of drop that shit. Drop that roller, metal roller. Drop that right now.
Industry units.
Drop that. Hey, go inside. Go inside. Go inside. You go inside.
Touch his arms. They are tonight 7 on Willow.
Nope.
Unit 111.
The suspect's hands.
Let me see your hand. Let me see your hand.
Keep your eyes on them. Keep your eyes on them.
He doesn't have a gun, right?
I can't see his waistband.
We can't see anything.
Let me see your hand. We didn't.
Let me see your hand. Get your hand out. Get your hand out. Get your hand out. We're here to help you. Get your hand out. Stick your hand out. Stick your hand out.
Get your left hand away.
Lay on your stomach.
Okay. Help us out. Come this way. Come this way so I can assess you. Grab his hand. Grab his hand. I got him. He was uncordable as soon as we got here. This way. I need to put handcuffs on you, and then I can assess your injuries. Okay? Hey, knock it off. Don't do that. Stop. Don't do that.
We're here to help you, all right?
Put a cuff on him.
I got these.
All right.
Okay, there it is. Let's go to Lawyer Joe first. Let's start beating this dead horse.
They shot him over a paint roller. They could clearly tell what it was. The one cop that called it in said it was some kind of like metal like roller. He knew what it was. And the other cop had out pepper spray. And I know how you and Jason feel about pepper spray, but he obviously knew it wasn't a like lethal threat against him. So he had the pepper spray out and the other cop jumps in. It was funny, not funny, but the cop with the pepper spray, he wasn't expecting the other cop to start shooting because he jumped back when he saw that. So that was, I think that was kind of asinine, but.
Okay, can you give me a yes or no? Is this a good shoot or bad shoot?
I don't think it is, but it'll be determined to be because he had a weapon that wasn't a deadly weapon. So I don't know if shooting, especially when they obviously had other non-lethal force, but like I said, I would consider it not good, but again, he had.
Okay, I'm going with your first answer. Not good, guys. We're running short on time. Let's go to go Laura.
Yeah, we got a lot of hands up in the space. Apparently, this triggered some feelings.
Okay, and now I'm unmuted. I heard the radio call. I thought it said armed, and it was a paint roller, so I agree with that. But you have a split second, and they were already heightened alert. All the calls that were coming in and what he was hearing, and he resisted. And it's a DV. Is he known for weapons? So a dog and a taser would have been great, but at the moment, it happened.
So you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down? You sit on a grand jury. Would you send him to trial or no bill?
I wouldn't send the officer to trial on this. He had a split second, but was it the best? I say retrain.
Gotcha. Let's go to FT. And guys, let's try to keep our responses down to about a minute or so. We're running real close on time. I've got more videos to go through.
All right. Yeah. So I'll keep it quick. The officer fired when he got like the paint roller thrown at him. He almost crossfired his partner. Partner was surprised. The partner said, let's go to less lethal while he still had his lethal gun out. I understand that as a backup, but like at least then you have to have your trigger discipline. He fired after the guy threw the quote unquote weapon. Therefore, there was no weapon in his possession. He fired on an unarmed man. Like you can clearly see that the paint roller makes contact. The officer flinches and then returns fire when the guy is clearly unarmed.
Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. You're sitting on a grand jury. You going to send him to trial or are you going to give him a new bill?
I'm sending him to trial.
And we've got a comment from Casey off of X, and he says that angle looked like nunchucks. That the paint roller could have been perceived as being something different. I believe is what he's trying to say there. If I'm different, Casey, show me another comment.
So you're saying nunchucks, which means it's less lethal than a paintbrush.
I don't think he's saying anything. He just said that it looked like it could be nunchucks. Let me get to who we got in space. Bruce, let's work some questions or work some comments.
Yeah, we got 4 hands up. Don't quite remember the order. Let's go Fidgy, and then we'll go Coco and Vet as a co-host. You had to go last. And Erath, I think I saw your hand up. Don't know if you had nothing to say or if you just went down by accident, but let's get to Coco.
It was Fidgy.
Oh, thank you. Sorry. I appreciate it.
Thank
Go
you,
ahead,
Coco.
Fidgy.
Yeah, that was horrible. All those people standing around. I mean, I understand that the situation was tense and all the calls coming in. I don't know that those officers actually heard those calls, but yeah, all those people standing around and they're shooting into a building and the guy had a paint roller to begin with. Yeah, that was no.
So you're sitting on a grand jury. You're going to no bill him or send him to trial?
I'm going to send him to trial.
Very good. Who's next in there, Bruce?
Let's go to Coco. Go ahead, Coco.
I think it was Vet.
Yeah, it was, but Vet's a co-host, so he gets to wait till last.
So I say no, not send him to trial. It was chaos. Guy with the paint roller was not the domestic violence guy. He was the neighbor. Domestic violence guy was still running around. Domestic violence is always a very dangerous situation, as we well know. Yes, pepper spray was already out, ready to deploy, but you never know in these situations. It was a chaotic situation. He did shoot. I'd send him for retraining. That's my call.
Okay. Anybody else in the space, Bruce?
Yes, sir. We got Erath at the plate now.
Let's go, Erath.
Yeah, no, I pretty much agree with FT there. It was a fucking paint roller, and he threw it. He was unarmed, and he appeared to, after he threw it, he appeared to be backing up once he threw it. When the cop fired, and he said almost clipped his partner in doing so. To me, that's not a good shoot at all.
So you're sitting on a grand jury. You're going to send him to trial.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's go to.
We got Veteran and then Burton.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sending them to trial for a couple things. One, yes, paint roller might be nothing. It is a level of force, but you had the OC spray ready to go. You didn't follow procedures where the OC should have went first. Then you know, if you have to, if he's, you know.
Let me ask you, Vet, what procedure says that?
Well, I've watched, look, I know I'm not a police officer, but there are levels of force, right? And you cannot, if somebody has a freaking paint roller and you see it's a paint roller, that's not a baseball bat. It's not nunchucks. That thing's the softest thing ever. All right. I use them all the time. It doesn't warrant using lethal force for that. The OC spray should have went first. Okay. Less lethal first. But that goes to my point of where officers need to train in some kind of hand-to-hand combat, not to handle the situation, but to have confidence enough not to pull the trigger because they get scared. That dude was just scared out of his mind of a paint roller and a dude bigger than him coming at him. You've got two of you, one of him, use the OC, okay, and then you both get on him in hog time if it goes beyond that. There's no reason to use deadly force for a paint roller.
Okay, so Vet's sending him to trial. We going to Burton next?
Burton is up. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a trial, and I've got to recommend that the other officer. He waited 3 steps forward with a paint roller, spray him. He waited too long, let everything else.
Yeah, 100. He waited too long and let everything escalate. Is what he was saying.
Is everybody rubber banding or is it me?
Burton's having some big issues tonight, and I think Vet's had some issues. Other than that, I think we're doing okay.
We're doing great.
I will say this, though. The pepper spray was deployed. The officer said he's going to less lethal. And by the way, FT, he didn't say, let's go. He wasn't giving a command to the other officer. He's letting that officer know that he's going to less lethal. And he did deploy pepper spray. The gentleman had been pepper sprayed when he threw the roller. But let's go to John.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I'm kind of like Lawyer Joe. That was a paint roller, and after he slung it, I mean, he had nothing else in his hand. I don't like it. Um, yeah, bad shoot.
So he goes to be judged by 12.
Yep.
Okay. Big Ron.
Did I hear them say that he had a gun in his waist when they were trying to get his hand out and they were trying to cuff him?
No. They were asking if he had a gun in his waist, but it looked like he was holding the bullet wound with one hand, and then he finally put the other one up. He didn't have a gun, I don't think.
Okay, that would be my only question is that if he had a gun, maybe he brandished it and that's why the cop shot. But if he didn't have a gun in his waistband, then bad shoot.
Going to a jury. Is that what you say?
Yes, sir.
All right, Big Kingdom.
Yeah, so everyone's already said it all, so there's out of respect for time and moving on to the next one, I'll just make this one comment. The people that live there look like they weren't very friendly with the police, and it wasn't just that guy. It was the neighbor who apparently didn't have nothing to do with it. He's like, who you raising your voice? So it was like no one really liked the police there, and that kind of set the mood. But all the other stuff has already been said a million times. That's just an observation. But I would let a jury of 12 look at that one.
Sure enough.
Both of them.
I was gonna say real quick, I don't think the people there are fond of the police after this either.
Maybe, but I don't know that emotions have a lot to do in how everybody feels about everybody at the end of the situation is the way they should be judged.
And their voices were disguised for a reason. That shit's going to a jury.
Yeah. Jason, go ahead.
These cops need to read body language a little better than they did. If I saw what I saw and I'm sitting there, the minute that guy started talking back to me and walked up aggressively, that dude is on his ass, and everything is done right there. The police did not take control of that situation. They let the others take control of it, and horrible shoot, 100% horrible. Didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
I agree with Jason. Actually, I pretty much agree with everyone. I don't think it was a proper shoot. I think that officer, I don't think it's retraining. I think he's needs to be out of a job and maybe even go see a jury of 12 to make a determination. Non-life threatening injuries on the person that was shot. Did receive a bullet wound, just one, and but did not non-life threatening injuries on that. I'll go back to something that Jason said that I agree with. If I was the officer on that scene, things were pretty ramped up. I would have gotten the neighbor to back off and go back into his house. I don't know that my first contact with the person that I was called there to make contact with would be turn around and put your hands behind your back. I might have had some conversation with him before I approached. He wasn't going anywhere. He was in a boxed in area. I think maybe a little more talking and a little more treating people like humans might have avoided that whole situation. But even then, after the pepper spray was deployed and after the paint roller was thrown, I don't know that officer met the standard for the use of deadly force. But
I will say this one last thing before you go to the next one again. When there was a situation, the guy was in between the house and the car that seemed like a very tight quarters to kind of go in there and confront him, and then he reached for him. And the guy was like reaching back, like, whoa, dog, what's up? What are you trying to grab me? I think I would have said, hey, man, can you come over here outside of that little area and can you have a chat with us, and pulled him out of that tight quarters. But going into that tight quarters and making the first contact between the car and that house, that seemed like pretty stupid.
No, I don't disagree with you.
Right, Jason?
No, the first thing when you arrive on a scene is make it safe. And they did not dictate that scene. They let the other people dictate that scene. And that's where the whole thing was fucked up. They were not in control.
Okay, we're moving on to the next video, and I'm going to have to make some choices here. So which one are we going to go to?
And which one is going to be next Friday?
We're going eastbound from Janeway on 12.
I'm not going to shoot things.
Okay, they're about to crash out. They just crashed out. Single vehicle at 12th Street. About to run behind the church going northbound.
He's going westbound on foot. Westbound on foot. There we go.
Officer Kool-Aid Man.
Fuck yeah, dude. He went right through the fence.
I mean, if you got the momentum, go.
Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Don't move!
Fuck yeah, this guy needs a promotion, dude.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Don't hit it! Don't hit it! Put your body back! Down!
Get off that trigger. Get off that trigger.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay. Evidently in Oklahoma, they will tase you from across a fence. It must be standard procedure. But Lawyer Joe, how much is the...
I'm dying. I was just ready for the cop jumping over the fence to be like, aerosol! Oh, my
Joe's
God.
like, I want to know what he looked like.
Good use of force, and what about property damage? Let's make it quick, guys.
I'm
This is
not,
not
that
much of a
fence is
video.
already rickety, and we know that cops break down doors and shit, and it's not a big deal. So that fence, I mean, cost them a few $100 maybe to replace, and then you could go after the suspect for it anyway. But I don't know. I was just like He-Man be running through the fence, running it down. Like, I ain't got time for climbing that. And I think he tried to run through the second one, but was like, shit, I can't run through this one. So we had to climb over it. I think it was perfectly fine, clean. That guy just kept running, and cop was having no part of it.
Okay, so clean, no big deal.
Yep.
Suspect goes to see a jury.
Yep.
Laura.
I'll be short. Kool-Aid Man. So, remember the Kool-Aid guy?
That was just what it was like, was it not? He come through that fence like he was carrying a pitcher of Kool-Aid.
Yeah. So that's it. That's it. It was fun to watch.
Okay, FT, any issues with that?
No issues. That was he was definitely doing a main character moment for sure.
He'll live that, or won't live that down for a while. I'm sure that the video has popped up and maybe some screenshots on some briefing room somewhere.
It's on his dating profile.
Without a doubt. Go ahead, Kingdom.
You know, I mean, this is the reason why, you know, overweight cops, you know, they're more likely to shoot you, because this guy's jumping fences and shit. He's very athletic. He's on the run. And the other guy was like, oh, do I climb this rickety ass fence? It's going to break. Let me tell you, know, I'm just kind of, I mean, he's running. You know, this guy was like, man, fuck that. I went through the fence. He's jumping over one fence. Oh, he's over there, jumping to the other fence, and then jump over the other fence and get him. You know, that right there is like the role model fucking police officer, that he's the trainer. If he's not, he needs a promotion. The guy did a great job. The other guy was probably surprised, and I'm sure when he went to jail, he was telling all the other inmates, man, you don't want to run into this dude. Believe me, he'll chase you down. This dude, believe me, you need to listen to what he says. I think he did a great job, and not using lethal force because he was so athletic. I think fantastic job, needs promotion.
Very good. Big Ron.
He's good to go.
Very well. John.
He's good to go.
What we got in the spaces, Bruce?
We got Coco.
Coco, let's keep it short. I don't care if you're in Mexico or not. Time is of the essence.
Oh my God. I'm in love with Officer Hulk Smash. I love him. So he's good to go. He's, in fact, I'm replacing him with Officer Styx Larkin. So just saying.
Okay.
That's it. He's good to go.
I heard a period, so I'm going to call that the end of a sentence. Go ahead, Jason.
Or we got that LT, Joe, before.
Yes, Vet LT.
Okay, go ahead, LT.
Oh, nothing. It was great. Dude was awesome. Stud. I literally seen it happen in front of my house when they busted in and got, I think, a lot of pounds of marijuana from my house. Seen the dude crash through the fence. Whole taser thing, whole action. It's funny. It's great. It was awesome.
Go ahead, Jason.
Concerned if the suspect had mental health issues, and they probably should have called in a social worker to deal with this issue.
Shut the hell up. I thought it was an interesting video.
Objection. Jason is out of line.
Maybe we need to call in some CIT professionals for him at this point. I think he is at the level we need to do so.
Jason does have a sense of humor. Like,
I thought it was good, very interesting. I like that officer's frame of thought. I'm not going to pussyfoot around with this fence. I'm going through it because I've got a man to catch. So, I thought it was good.
all right, moving on.
All right, folks, we're moving on. We're going to go to. Try starting that from the beginning, probably.
An emergency dispatcher 8335.
Hi, my husband, my doors are very loud. He supposedly wants to like shoot or whatever, or he said he's going to shoot through the door.
Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Don't do that. Are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Fuck up, man. Give me the phone with me. No, it's not. Stop. Shut
Hello? Hello, this is Kim. How can I help you?
Who's this?
Yeah, this is Kim.
Who's Kim?
What's wrong with you?
I'm a friend. How can I help you?
Who's Kim? You can't help me.
Can I speak back to
Your mama? Nah. Shut up, bitch. Shut up, nigga. Don't grab me, nigga. Don't grab me.
What is wrong with you? You
Sit
want
the fuck down and shut up. What the fuck you should do? Who the hell is Kim? Bitch, I will shoot you in your motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? This finna be a movie. You keep talking like I'm playing. Hello, Kim?
Yes. How can I help you?
If the police come to this door, nigga, I'm gonna kill everything in here. I promise you that. So you call 911, bitch. I'm killing people. My family already calling. You know what I'm saying? So call. I promise you won't have tomorrow. Nah, you.
Why would you do that to my friend?
The male with the kid right here. The description.
His mother is also 97.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah. He's gonna be in the apartment complex, like the 280. Hey, show me your fucking hands! Show me your fucking hands! You're shot! He pointed the gun at me, yeah. He's at the bottom of the hill. He's right at the base of the fucking hill, the house there. All right, ready? Hold on. Yep. He fell behind that bush right there. Yeah. He's right here, and he fucking pointed the guy. He's in this bush. He fell right behind this bush at the base of this building.
Does he have the kid?
I didn't see a kid. I saw the gun.
Okay, well, just south of you guys, I see the contact team there. Slow down, though. Slow down. I see you guys running down the embankment. Slow down. So just to the south of you guys, you'll see the child. Just past the child, there's a little embankment. The suspect's down up against the wall. Hey, well, I need you guys to answer up. Do you guys see him?
48 for giving command. Child is okay. You can't see his hands yet.
Baby's okay. Baby's okay.
Hands up!
Told you got it.
Serious! Hands up! Hands up!
Both hands up, or I will shoot.
I have no gun. Let me see your hands. Okay, I've been strapped up.
Hey, Sarge, can you hold him? I'll pick up the baby. I'll put that. Push up. Just hold. I'll pick up the baby.
You move, you will be shot.
Hey, don't fucking move. I'll pick up the baby. Don't move.
447, baby's been rescued. Baby's okay. It's okay. It's okay, buddy.
Okay, folks, that is the video. Let's go to, I'm going to go to FT. Guys, we are short on time. If we're going to get these conversations in, we're going to have to do it real quick. So try to keep me about 40 seconds. Just give me a good or bad.
I would have to go bad just because I'm assuming he had the baby in his hand. I'm not sure if they ended up finding a gun, but I thought he threw the gun way before. He may have a spare one, but I think he shot way too quick, especially considering there was a baby in the situation. Overall, very sad situation. Land there.
Okay. Laura.
Violent kid running, you name it. So
I didn't catch that, Laura. You say good or bad shoot?
Oh, I'm good with it. There was so much violence there. We got domestic violence, 16 times told, put his hands down. There's a child involved. There was a woman over the phone. There's, weapons. He's running. Save the kid. We're good.
Lawyer Joe.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. I'm torn. And being a mom like that, hearing that baby cry, I'm just like, shoot him again. But I can't be reasonable and rational because I didn't see all the circumstances. But that baby, like, it scared the shit out of me. So I pass.
So you can't give me a good or bad shoot? You're too
I don't know. I mean, I think
to give it
in that sense, I think it was good. But the fact that there was a baby there and the one guy's like, I didn't see a kid. Like, I hate the cops. I hate the guy. I hate everybody involved.
Okay, very good. John.
Good shoot.
Big Ron.
He's good.
Kingdom.
I think the 911 dispatcher, she did a fantastic job. And I think the guy, he did a good job too, because that guy probably would have gotten to a back me in the corner situation and hurt that baby is the way he was talking. So I think it was a good shoot.
Very good. Bruce, what do we have in our space?
We got Coco again, and then Burton.
Coco, you're on the clock. Go.
Okay. The fact that kid was good, the fact that he was taken down, that was good. The fact that it was so close to that other house was scary. I'm like Joe. I heard that he had that baby, scared the shit out of me. Looking at the video, initial weapon they notated means that he had another firearm on him. So all in all, it is good. I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
I got to say, good shoot. I didn't see the weapon, but the kid was primary. Got to save the child. Good shoot.
And Vet LT.
Go ahead, Vet.
I think it was good. The only thing I got to say is put a light on your freaking weapon. Put two hands on the god dang gun. Jesus, man. Like, why do you got one hand? And it's especially when you have a child involved. Put two hands on the damn gun. You're more accurate that way. I mean, you got the job done, but man, by the grace of God.
Do I take that as a good shoot, but I'd like to see you do it differently?
It's a good shoot, but have better skill set. Yeah. That was luck in my eyes. I've shot one-handed. It's not. He's lucky that he didn't strike the child. It's a good shoot, but Jesus, two hands, please.
Okay. Go ahead, Jason. Give us the real rundown, sir.
Agree with that. Good shoot. Kingdom, you're 5 for 5 with me tonight.
Dude,
congratulations.
Yeah. All right, yeah.
No, good shoot. Again, it goes back to loss of life, public safety, the 911 call, everything tied in. Good shoot. I'm totally fine with it.
It's amazing what the exchange of a Cash App tag will do for you guys agreeing with each other. I don't know if I'm comfortable with this whole situation at this point.
Yeah. You
No,
hit him
this
in the
was
no-no.
it was natural. He
Yeah,
nailed
whatever.
it tonight.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm not just giving it to him like a participation trophy. He actually earned it.
Well, I got to I've got to agree as well. Some side notes to that is that the body camera did pick up the suspect. Suspect did ditch the gun. The body camera picked it up, but the officer didn't see it. I think he had a phone in his hand when he was running away from the officer. It appeared to point what an object he thought to be a gun, because that's the call they got. He was armed. They didn't find the gun until after the fact. When he shot, and he didn't see the infant. He didn't know that the infant was in the gentleman's arms when he shot. So that's the story on that. But I would also say a good solid shoot, and good thing everything worked out well. That that child was not injured. But folks, that's going to bring us towards the end of the show. I've got a couple of things I would like to go over before we get out of here. But also for you folks in our space and anyone else listening, we will be kicking off an after parties X Space show. Everyone, I see we got 434 viewers. Every one of you folks are welcome to the show. We'll pick it up and talk about some of these things a little bit more in maybe some more detail, and we get a little looser in the after party. But folks, we're coming up on June 3rd, and June 3rd is a deadline for us here at Night Court, because we've got our first T-shirt of the month. The first T-shirt of the month comes with the quote: "The blood makes you related, and loyalty makes you family." Got some troops standing on the line there with a nice little Joe Lanou insignia on it. We're doing these shirts. You get one shirt per month for the next 12 months. So we'll go all the way till next May. And we'll do one shirt per month that sends out for the cost of $30. These shirts are costing us close to about $17 to get out the door and ship to anywhere in the continuous states of the United States of America. So we're not making a great deal off of it. We do need we're trying to raise some cash. We're about to launch our website. We've got a few other things going with podcast and some equipment that we need to purchase. And we're looking for support for you guys that we do this for. We strive very hard. We work many hours, myself and our co-hosts, the guys with the blue rings. And I'll even say even beyond that, we've got folks like friends of the show, like Fidji, and I honestly, I can't name them all. That they all pitch in and do things to help us put this content together. We've only been doing this for a little more than a month. I guess closer to 2 months. So we're still putting things together, but our goal, and we're striving to bring you better, more interesting, and honestly just entertaining content. So anybody that's interested in this shirt will be our first shirt. It'll go out by June 15th. You'll have it by the end of the month, or before the 20th, I hope. But in order to do that, I've got to have the orders in by June 3rd. Shoot me a DM on X. That's at Joe_Lanou on X. Shoot me a DM and I'll get you set up, and we'll get this shirt ordered. And we'll be working on in swift order. We'll be working on July shirts, because I want those to hit your mailbox prior to the 4th of July, because they will absolutely have a freedom-loving Independence Day theme. But folks, anybody that's got it in their heart to do so, we appreciate it. Shoot me a DM and I'll get you set up on that.
Oh, and Joe, if you don't want to buy a T-shirt, but you're like, you know what, just show me the payment link. I'll just pay the $30 because I want to support the show. Lanou ain't going to tell you that, but I'll tell you that. That's also, you can also do that, which is it's a good way to support the people that are trying to bring this content. And it ain't free. When you go into a restaurant and someone serves you a meal here and something like that, you give them $20 and stuff like that. It's not a big deal every single 5 nights a week. Put $30 in there and then buy a shirt, or whatever, something like that.
I appreciate that, Kingdom, and no, absolutely. Any love and support you guys could show the show, it'll go to great use. It's going to go to literally equipment and data storage and websites and other tools that we need to put together a better space and better shows. So I appreciate everyone. That is our show. We're going to close it up and catch us in the Night Court after party, guys. It should be a good one tonight. And I want to thank all of my panel members tonight. Our first time on the civilian side panel was Laura. So I want to thank you, Laura, for having the courage to step up there and give us your opinions. We love you in the spaces, but we also love you in the studio as well. Thanks, folks. And if you're not coming to the after party, enjoy the rest of your week, your evening, and enjoy your weekend. If you're coming to the after party, I'll talk to you then.